don't give a damn how big you are or how many people you got backing you. If someone wants something you have and you don't want to give it up, you're going to have to fight for that shit.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? Y'all already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Hit that like, subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Today, I'm going to be speaking on a situation, telling y'all a story that took place over a necklace and a watch down here in the state of Florida while I was incarcerated. For anyone who's been to prison or anyone who's been studying prison and did a lot of research about prison knows the littlest shit means a lot in prison, okay? For instance, top ramen soup. On the street, you can get a whole 5-pack of them for like $1.50, maybe $2, right? In prison, one soup is like 65 cents. Everything that is so small has a higher look at it than it would on the streets, you feel me? So for this situation, you know, it took place over a damn necklace and a watch. And for anyone that's been riding, you know, with Kfrogtv for a minute, then y'all already know, man, I had my share of necklaces and watches while I was locked up down here in the state of Florida. So I know what I'm talking about.
I run up in your room, put my shank in your neck, swear to God I wet you up, better show me respect. I'm hitting licks like nothing, break bread with dogs. Putting on for east side, David, this K-Frog, this a robbery, nigga. Heard what I said, I got some names I won't say. Most of them dead, for that tunch mind, nigga, there's a price on your head. Take the shit out your locker, throw it all on my bed. You got a daughter back you up, on care what you click. 2 lockers to fit both y'all shit. See me in the cut jamming, smoking the rip, getting tatted with the money that your people are sent. See on the streets I would've bust you, but in prison I come cut you. Real talk, my nigga, you know what it is, and I won't stop till I touch you. So I'm coming through with that plexiglass long boy, and I'm gon' gut you. You the true definition.
I've always made it known that for anyone who walks around with a watch on, as long as it isn't a, you know, a canteen bought watch or one off the packages, for anyone who has like a Timex or a G-Shock or something like that on the compound, that's somebody right there, 9 times out of 10 is an important person. And what I mean by that is he's respected enough to where he's allowed to have that watch. You know, he's a playmaker. He knows how to get stuff in. He makes money, whatever it may be. All right. He's a hustler. Anything you could think of that makes him a valuable player, that is the reason that he is allowed to have that watch on. Okay. Me, I've been unaffiliated, and I was an unaffiliate in prison. Had a watch, a necklace, you know, and I did my time the way I wanted to do my time. Now, the way this story breaks down is, I don't know if any of y'all know what an ODINIC is, but the inmate who actually was the victim, you could say, that had to take place with the necklace and the watch was actually a white inmate that was saying he was an ODINIC. All right, I guess they say ODINIC or whatever, maybe however you pronounce it, but I'm just telling y'all, you know, so you can get an idea of what it is I'm talking about. And this inmate right here actually had a silver necklace, and he had an ODINIC hammer charm. You feel me? And you know, the ODINIC, a lot of times I came across several of them in prison. I seen another one time also at Calhoun CI that had to fight over his watch, and that was just a canteen watch. But this one here was over the charm, like I said, with the chain, and over a decent watch. I believe it was a Timex, not a G-Shock, but someone wanted the shit he had, so he had to fight for it. And like I said, majority of the ODINIC I came across in prison, you know, you can Google it. You know, they believe in their own thing. They say it's a religion, it's not a gang, or whatever it may be. But they did try to, you know, win over the white gang, which down here they're called Unforgivens, okay? We do not have woods down here in the state of Florida. I've never ran across a wood a day in my life. No disrespect to them, though, you feel me? But the Unforgivens is normally who you see down here in the state of Florida. That's the white gang, you feel me? And you know, depending on who it is, you know, I met some of them that are rocking, that are putting on, you know what I'm saying? But in every camp I went to, you know, they didn't have high numbers. You know, they just had a little population, you feel me? All the other races always had the biggest numbers at every camp I went to. White people were always outnumbered. Now, what ended up happening was somebody wanted his chain and his charm, and they said, the hell with it, they'll take his watch also. And it was crazy because the person that ended up, you know, confronting him, going after him for the watch and shit and chain, and it wasn't even the person that wanted it. What it was is a gang member ended up telling another gang, you know, I want that dude's watch, you feel me? I'll break you off a little something, something if you get it from me, you know? And then he was like, oh, that's easy, bro. I'll just take his shit. And they were like, yeah, but make sure you get the necklace, because the necklace and the charm is what I want. And the dude was like spreading word throughout our dorm that he was going to get that dude's necklace and get the dude's watch. And he was literally telling people, I'm not even going to wear the motherfucker. I just want it. Because he knew someone else who would buy it off of him. You see? So you could literally be walking around in a dorm and you can have something that someone sees that someone else will be interested in. And now you're a target. So they ended up going up to the dude and they let him know, hey, like, check this shit out, bro. I want your necklace. I'll buy it off you. You know, they tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess, just to see, you know, what he was, you know, thinking or how his response was going to be, how his energy was going to be put out or whatever it was. They told him, I want to buy your necklace and your charm. You feel me? But I guess due to the fact that the person that confronted him was from a different race, you know, which to me, I would have triggered off rip. Like, you're trying to get this dude's ODINIC hammer from him. You know, you're saying you want to buy it from them, but you're a different race, you know, and they believe in different shit than, you know, other races do. So they told him they want to buy it. And I guess the dude was like, oh, no, hell no, I'm not selling my chain. It ain't happening. You feel me? And then the dude was like, well, look, check this out. I'm trying to come, you know, buy it off you before some people decide to come in here and take your shit. And he, you know, he went to rah, boy, no one finna take my shit. Whoever want to take my shit gonna have to fight me. Which I respected him for that. Truly did, you know. But he got what he was looking for. Because still, the person who really originally wanted the damn necklace didn't even have to come in the dorm and fight him. He sent another person that went there. They went in there like 3-4 deep. And they literally ran a train on this dude. And what I mean by train is not no sexual shit. By train means like you get in the paint with one of them and you start fighting them and shit or whatever you do. And then they'll jump out of the paint and then another one will get on you. You know, so they're taking turns on you. And it was crazy because the same white dudes that he was hanging out with, all the people that were unforgivens, you know, which there was a gang, they didn't back him. They didn't rock with him, even though he stood up for himself. You know, they didn't want no parts in it. And he was mind blown, you know, after the situation, of course. He felt like he was crossed, betrayed by his own race. But what the unforgivens were saying is, he ain't one of ours. We don't believe in what he believes in. He ain't one of ours. And the other people who were beating up the ODINIC, they literally did this in front of everybody in the dorm. They literally ran a train on that dude in front of everybody in the dorm, including the unforgivens. And they even stepped to the unforgivens first and let them know that they're going to whoop his ass until he gives up his necklace and his watch. And they didn't back him. I mean, I can't say because they were scared. I can't say maybe they were hustling and didn't want to get whatever they had going on, you know, sabotage by sticking up for someone who ain't even part of the unforgivens or what it is. But they left him out there in that water. Now, I know on other coasts, like the West Coast, for instance, I know races stick by each other. You know, whites with whites, blacks with blacks, Caucasian with Caucasians, or whatever it is. You feel me? Spanish with Spanish, or whatever it is. But down here in the state of Florida and on the East Coast, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? You have all different races that are gang members. Literally, like, for instance, the folks, GDs. You can have white, blacks, or Spanish. Bloods. You know, you have blacks, Spanish, and they say sometimes whites. You feel me? But it ain't really a race thing down here in the state of Florida. It's more of a what they're repping and what they're pushing. You know? And when the dude said, I'll fight whoever about my shit, whoever wants my shit can fight me, it is what it is. When they came in the dorm and they told them unforgivens what was about to go down, they could have stood up and been like, nah, hell nah, bro. Look, this is a one-on-one. You feel me? He'll fight whoever one-on-one, bro. But they didn't. So when the dude caught the wall, that's what they call when you go against the wall and y'all go to square off. When he caught the wall, he went to, you know what I'm saying? He went to saying, oh, you the one that want to take my watch? So you the one that wants to take my watch? And then next thing you know, him and that dude go to fight. When they go to fighting or whatever, you know, the dude really didn't know how to fight. But he got in there and, you know, he held his own as far as because it was his watch. You see what I'm saying? Like it was his watch and his damn chain. You know, like shit, bro. And that's what I believe in, bro. It's my religion or whatever the hell it is. You know? So he was going to stand up behind that shit. But he did look over and was like to the other dudes after he fought like 2 other guys. He fought 3 dudes at first, you feel me? First dude, and then after that, the second dude jumped in before he can even catch a breath, and they started fighting. And the people who did this weren't all different race. You see what I'm saying? There were some whites in there, a Spanish also, you feel me? But it just shows that, you know, something that someone else has, other people want. I want your chain. I'm not even going to wear that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That chain went against the black dude's beliefs. Like, he just wanted it because he knew he could probably sell it somewhere else. And that's the type of world you're living in when you go into prison. Now, when after the dude fought 2-3 rounds and he was looking at the Unforgivens like, you know, as he was wiping his blood off with a towel, he was like, you feel me? Them Unforgivens were like, man, you're on your own, bro. Like, left him in that water. I was like, damn, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, I can understand if it was some Unforgivens or, you know, some people that he didn't associate with. But he literally, like, was with them every single day. Went to chow together, they ate together, was playing cards together, on the rec yard, walking together, watching TV together, laughing together, making coffee together, everything you could think of. He was like part of their group, to where if a war did break out amongst races or amongst gangs, someone would 9 times out of 10 wet that person up also, because he looked like he was affiliated with them. You see what I'm saying? So he was looking for them to be cool with him, to back him up. I mean, you feel me? He wasn't scared to fight. You know, he was willing to fight whoever. He brought it amongst himself. He told, bitch, I'll fight whoever it is. And he did fight 2-3 different dudes at first, you know what I'm saying? And they told him, like, no matter what you do, bro, we're going to get the chain. You might as well give us the chain, you feel me, before we send some people at your loved ones on the streets, is what they ended up telling him. And then he, you know, he coughed it up. And, you know, I was thinking, like, man, how the fuck they going to send someone at his loved ones out there? Well, what they did is, they literally like ransacked his locker while he was fighting them dudes. The other dudes that came with him ransacked his locker, had a whole bundle of his mail, took his photo album, all types of shit like that. So they scared him, you know. But you never know, man. Anything's possible. Someone can send someone at your loved ones just off of an address. You feel me? And we're down here in the state of Florida, so the state of Florida is only yet so big. I'm pretty sure you'll know someone that stays maybe an hour or so, you know, at least, away from where he's from, you know. And I think the dude was from Ocala, if I'm not mistaken, the dude that they did this to. Me, I felt like, it was fucked up because, you know, he wasn't really messing with nobody. But at the same time, the people that he was hanging out with should have robbed with him. You feel me? Once he got in the paint with the first person, that one was like a draw. You feel me? Even though he couldn't fight, the person who he was fighting wasn't really bumping either. You know, the second person that he got in the paint with, they squared off or whatever, and he ended up telling him, what, you're the one that wants my chain? You're the one that wants my chain? You know, thinking, you know, he was still like, he had wind in him because the first person he fought really wasn't bumping either. But this second person mopped him. Literally, the second dude didn't want to rap. The second dude said, that's my chain already, you feel me? And he was like, man, you got me fucked up. And he swung out of pocket. That dude ducked, rushed him, started whooping his ass, slammed him on the locker, got him, started kicking him in the face, and everything like that, you know. And everyone who would normally be like, clean break, didn't say clean break. The person that went to kicking him in the face got away from him. Then when he went to get up, like as soon as he took his hand off his face like this, and he went to get up, the third dude who was next ran up, kicked him in the face. That's how he made his entrance into the brawl. You feel me? And then backed up and said, get up, get up. And then when he's looking for the second dude he fought, just like he did after he fought the first dude, them dudes are way over there now, all up in the Unforgiven's chests. You know, like letting them know, like, what's up, bitch, what's happening? What y'all trying to bump? We here. We here, what you trying to do? Huh? We know that's one of your dogs, right? What you trying to do? Like all up in their face. And they didn't want no problems. They didn't want no situation, you know what I'm saying? I mean, after the whole brawl went down, they did end up linking up and clicking up like 10 deep in the dorm, you know, the Unforgivens to talk about it or whatever it was. And then 2 more gangs came over there after that to see if they were plotting something on them. Like, man, what y'all got a meeting coming together for, boy? What y'all got going on? Because once people come together and shit like that and start putting shit together, other gangs, their antennas go up. And they wonder, like, are they plotting something? Are they finna hit something? Is it one of ours that they're gonna hit? Are they gonna rob someone? You know, what they got going on? Are they gonna try to crash someone that we rock with or take out one of my brothers? So everybody gets on their P's and Q's, you know what I'm saying? Just by people meeting up. especially if you don't see them meet up like that ever. If you might see 3 or 4 of them together every once in a while, now all of a sudden there's 10 of them clicked up, okay, something's definitely going down. So then you got people questioning people, so a bunch of gangs got involved after this situation. And it's crazy because through it all, they still got the chain, they still got the hammer charm, they still got his watch. The dude kept his watch, but he did end up selling his chain and charm. So this chain and charm to this big fat Chico dude that ended up buying it and selling it to some other old man that was in his quad, a real old man that probably don't even know where the chain came from, you know. And they made it known where like the chain, the person it belongs to now, you ain't gonna mess with. You're not gonna fuck with him. You feel me? Because it was an elderly man. You know, I'm talking about a real old dude, like in his 60s or 70s. You know, he probably just, you know, they probably felt like, oh, he'll buy anything silver you bring him, or any type of jewelry. He's always wanted a chain, so we'll get this one. He don't even know what the charm probably is. You know, it looks just like a Thor hammer, so he probably thought it was a Thor hammer, you know what I'm saying, from the movie Thor or whatever. So they probably like pushed it off on the old man or made the old man buy it. He don't know no better, you feel me? But at the same time, the ODINICs that went through this, all the other ODINICs in there, they didn't rock with him either. I didn't see any of them come to the light and even mention the fuck thing. And that was crazy too, because just like the last situation I seen when I was at Calhoun when they fought the ODINIC over his watch, you feel me? Him, you know, he had a bunch of like white people that he was trying to like get up under him to where he would say he ain't in no gang, you feel me? But he was trying to carry himself like a gang, and he was like trying to act like he was putting people on up under him and all that shit. That dude was doing the same thing at the other institution. You know, so you would think that them young people that he was like, you know, associating with, that were trying to show him the ropes, you'd think they would stand up for him because that's like their mentor. Right or wrong. You see? And when that dude decided to get in that paint, I already knew what time it was. I already knew there's no way that he was going to leave with the chain. There was no way possible, because they would have wet him up over that chain if they had to. You think when people don't, you know, put in their mind and set out to go do missions and shit, you think they don't have it in their mind? A point A, B, and C, like 3 different plans, like plan 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, if we can get the shit peacefully, then we'll get it peacefully. But if not, you know what I'm saying, plan B, all right, well, boom, then I'll just have to wet him, and then I get sent to CM, but y'all get away, you give the chain to him. All right, well, plan C, well, if it don't go this way, then we end up jumping them, and we do, you know, they had like different plans set up. And it was crazy because I knew people who was in the middle of the brawl, you feel me? I knew people that was, you know, fighting and getting involved and shit. And, you know, everybody got their own hunger demon. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to be doing a video one of these days. I'm going to break it down to y'all one time when my homeboy ended up fighting another inmate over his watch. And how someone threw him under the table. Like they just left him out there in that water also. While my homeboy chased the dude around the dorm with a knife. You see what I'm saying? And I'll see if I can get maybe a clip from him or something that brings it up. The actual person I was in prison with, you feel me? But it's crazy because like the dude stood in the paint, did what he had to do, was all busted up, leaking. You would have swore he got hit with a lock. You feel me? And they drained him out, tired him out because the second person really beat his ass and took him up through there. So I guess he thought the first person was going to be the hardest, you know? Or maybe he thought it was going to be easy, medium, hard. But so he must have gave it his all on the first person, because when he got in the paint with the second person, that person like mopped him. Mopped up the dorm, had him all banged up, kicked him. The third person beat his ass also. And he was like out of commission. He was all banged up for a couple days. His whole eye was like so fat and swollen right here. Like you could just tell that he got his ass whooped. And they ended up taking him, you know, 2 days later or so, they ended up taking him and putting him in confinement under investigation. First, they brought him to the infirmary. Then they took him to confinement under investigation because you can clearly tell something happened to him. A lot of people might try to lie and say, oh, it happened. I caught an elbow to the face while I was playing basketball. Or when I was out there playing fucking softball, the ball hit me. Or, you know, shit like that. People be lying and stuff trying to get away with it. But them officers ain't dumb. They're not new to that shit. They true to that shit. They already heard every excuse in the book. They already know the excuse, where it's going when you start telling them it at first. You feel me? But my whole reason behind this video is the littlest things people want in prison. Straight up. They wanted that man's chain charm, and watch. And he had to fight a couple people, and they still ended up getting the fucking necklace and everything from him. Because after a while, he gave it up. He was like, fuck this shit. Ain't no one backing me. I'm outnumbered. I never seen this coming. I just want it all to end. And he just gave it to him. He finally did give it up. You see what I'm saying? So it shows, like, is he respected? Yeah, because he fought, right? But what about even though he fought, he still gave it up? I look at it like, what's the point of fighting if you're going to break it off eventually anyways? Because now you just got an ass whooping for nothing. Even though they respect you. You feel me? They do respect you because you got in the paint with a couple of them. You know, but at the same time, they still got what you were fighting for. And it ain't like they beat your ass and took it. You know? They beat your ass and then made you give it to him. Because he had it hidden through someone else in the dorm. Once the fight was going to go down, so it wasn't in his locker, it wasn't on his bunk. He didn't have it on him personally. You know, shit like that. So, even though he fought, he still went and got the knife. I mean, got the thing from who he got it from, and he went and he gave it to them. You see? So it shows, like, he should have just went 5 rounds, bro. And maybe they would have gave up first. But they weren't giving up, though. Like I said, when people come there for a mission, they come there and they want that shit they came to collect, and they gonna take and do what they gotta do. You know? And it ain't gotta be just because, oh, he had a hammer charm. It could be anything. It could be a rosary. The little rosaries they give out at chapel. It could be anything. It'd be a little small, it could be a G-Shock. It could be a small-ass little bracelet. It could be a ring. It could be a fucking $9 canteen watch. You feel me? Like, certain things that people want, others have on them. And people are like, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get that shit. I don't care what it is. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make sure, I guarantee you, they'll start saying it in their head. They'll start telling their friends, that shit's already mine. What he's holding is already mine. I guarantee you by the end of this week, it's on me. You want to bet? And then they start boosting themselves up. Then their homeboys be like, I bet you don't get this shit by the end of this week. I bet. Now they done made a bet on it just to amp their homeboy up and hype him up. Now his ass gonna make sure he definitely gets it and robs him. You feel me? That shit's just mind-blowing and crazy. Because you're never safe in prison. You ain't safe even if you don't have shit. Because then people feel like you got to do shit for them, the ones that do have money. They feel like you going to do this and do that and do this and do that because you ain't got shit. You're a nobody. You're below them. So when you do have shit, you got to fight for what you want in order to keep it. If not, that shit belongs to someone else and you just holding it for them right now. And that's what happened with this ODINIC right here. Straight up. He should have just, you know, he should have just did whatever the fuck he could have did to stay off the radar even better. You know, he'd walk around the dorm with his shirt off, with his chain, with his hammer. He'd be sitting there swinging the hammer around, talking to people like this, like he wanted to show it off and shit like that. And the people who don't even believe in the shit or stick with the shit that he's repping that charm about wanted that shit. You know, that just shows anything that's got money value towards it, a bitch gonna want and a bitch gonna try to take. And like I said, this dude's shit was so swollen, he couldn't even see out of his fucking eye. Straight up. That bitch shit was like funny looking, y'all. Like his head was so motherfucking big, like on a warhead pack. You remember the old warheads when you were a kid and you look on the pack and that fucking dude's head's all swollen and shit because he ate one of the sour candies? His shit looked just like that, dog. I swear on everything. You feel me? And then he found himself placed in investigation. Then they shipped him. So all that fighting and shit, yeah, you're respected a little bit. But then they still lost respect for you because you were broken. You still broke it off. You see what I'm saying? You might as well kept going with it or not even fought at all, if you think about it. Because whether you fight 1 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 or none out of 10, you give that shit up, you still gave it up. They're going to be like, yeah, I fought with him because he got in there a little bit, as they wear his necklace and dap him up and say what's up to him every time they see him. You let the same person who took your shit walk by you every day, stand right there next to you, talk to you about the football game, making coffee, wearing your watch. You feel me? That's the type of shit that goes on in prison, boy. There's soldiers in there, real deal goons. Straight up. Prison ain't the place to be, y'all. But anyways, man, I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Y'all feel like the Unforgivens were wrong? Y'all feel like the ODINIC was wrong? Do you feel like he should have fought more? Do you feel like he should have just gave it up from the get-go to avoid the problems? Like what? Y'all drop it in the comment section because y'all already know I'm always anxious to see what it is y'all got to say. I like y'all's opinions. I read all comments. I like to see what it is y'all saying. All that shit. I like to be more interactive with y'all and everything. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know if y'all seen something like this take place while you were locked up. Let me know what you would do if it was you. If someone came up to you and said, bitch, I want your chain, charm, and your watch. If your ass want to go home to your family, you going to give that shit up right now. What if someone came up to you and said that? What if they took a bundle of your mail and was like, bitch, you get that shit up right now. We ain't going to be in here fighting all day. You get that shit up right now, bro. Or, bitch, we going to have someone run up on your family on the streets. I got your photo album with all your damn photos in it. I got your people's address. All that shit. I see the graduation fucking diploma from your kid that graduated 3rd grade, so I know what school they go to. You know, people do stuff like that when they're incarcerated. They'll try to scare the shit out of you. Me personally, I would have tried to kill that person. Fuck that. Just for coming at me like that. You see what I'm saying? You don't give them a chance to send word out to someone. Fuck that. You take them off the damn grid right now. That's my personal opinion. You feel me? But anyways, like I said, y'all drop that shit in the comment section, man. Let me know. And I appreciate y'all watching this video. Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to keep on dropping more frequently. Y'all can also catch me on KFROG Gaming. I'll be over there almost every single night. We hang out. It's nothing but good vibes. And slowly but surely, we're climbing the ladder on both platforms. Y'all have a good day. Appreciate y'all watching. Keep them rats, snakes, squares, and clowns out your motherfucking circle. Laugh at their ass when they're in your rear view and you can't even see them no more. And then when you hear their name, you're like, ooh. But anyways, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take it easy, man. Until next time, it's Frog.